Hello everyone, this is Page Run. Today, that's right, this is a serious type of bid. I know what you're saying right now. Spades. This isn't your typical shitpost. What the hell are you doing? Thanks for asking. Well, I kinda wanna do a more serious bids, and this is what I came up with. So this is a album talk where as the title suggests, we're gonna talking about albums that I love, albums that I hate. Who cares? So guys, please hit subscribe. Please, thank you very much. Thank you. Also, please check my Bandcamp page. I will be releasing a new album in January 2nd, 2023. So I'm excited to release that album. I've already got singles here. I'm gonna release a single every month, as you can see. Yeah. So disclaimer. Of course, I need to impress upon you that obviously my opinions are completely subjective. It could be wrong, it could be flawed, it could be a lot of things. It's my opinion at the end of the day. It's just what I think of something. So you should form your own opinion. I would actually love to see your opinion of any album we talk about in this series. Hopefully, this will be a series. This will be an ongoing thing, and this not gonna die anytime soon. So anyway, without further ado, without tingling gambling gimbling, let's talk about this album. What I have right now. This album is the White Album by the Beatles. Or actually, it's titled the self-titled album, but no one really calls it the self-titled album. Let's be honest. I'm going to go to the history of this album. Of course, it's been said already. Said it left and right. But if you wanna skip to where I actually talk about the fucking album, I'm gonna put a timestamp here right now. So anyway, history of the album. As you may know, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was a massive success. It was a massive commercial success and a massive critical success. But, of course, George Epstein died, their manager. So, it kind of broke the group. It kind of broke the boys. To heal their mind, they went to India and they spent some time there. Then they learned that the mediate what do you call this, that the guru had sexual allegations, but turns out it was just allegations, it wasn't true. So they went back to England. It's very oversimplified, don't judge me. And this was the time where the group was kind of I'm not saying at throats with each other, but kind of like resented each other in a way. John Lennon started bringing her girlfriend Yoko Ono to recording sections, which kind of broke the Beatles rules, which is don't bring close friends or relatives to the recording sessions. Of course, there was some tension building in the group. John and Paul didn't started to not like each other. John labeled Paul's music as granny music, and Paul labeled John's music as some crazy ass weird music. So Ringo left the group for some time, because he felt he wasn't even. I don't know what's going on. Don't judge me. And George is kind of George. George is George. Along with that, each of the boys started to grow their own personal style, which became kind of like it started to clash with each other. It started like bam, bam, bam. In the next 2 years, next 2 years or next 1 year, and in the next year after, the Beatles broke up. They just broke up. That's it. And that period where the tension is building up was the White Album. As you can see, if you look at the White Album, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's like 30 fucking songs. It's really a lot. Even George Martin said that it was a bad idea to make this album a double LP, but all power to Paul, I guess. So my personal history with Beatles is that I knew them like when I was young, but I didn't heard a lot of their songs. And growing up in Philippines, you just kind of hear OPM, old songs. Of course, the first Beatles song I listened to, I think I was in my teenage years, was Hey Jude, because it's the most popular song. Next to that is Let It Be. Then I started to listen to albums more frequently, and that's when I encountered Sgt. Pepper, Abbey Road, Revolver, Rubber Sauce, this album. That's where I am today. But touching on my personal history with this album, first of all, I actually didn't like this album, but I actually hated this album. Because I thought there was just too many songs. The vibe is just all over the place. Like, I don't know what the fuck is the vibe. So I kinda hated it. Especially Revolution 9. Like, what the fuck was Revolution 9 anyway? So that was my mindset. That's why when I heard the White albums, I didn't touch it. But then, I kind of saw more people liking it. That's it. I was intrigued. Like, why is this album so loved and it's so jarring and just all over the place? I started to look on the opinions of people who loves it and people who hates it. And I saw the opinion of the people saying people who hates the White album because there's so much filler, just doesn't get the point. They love the diversity of this album. So you know what? I said to myself, I'm gonna give it an next try. Maybe I'll love it this time. And boy, oh boy, I was very wrong. Because at the next listen, I really love this album. Like, really, really love this album. I started to get the point of the album. The point of the album wasn't like, it's this one cohesive thing. The album was kind of, the White album is like, the vibe of the album was chaotic. It was intentionally chaotic. It kind of show us where the Beatles were at this time. Because you remember, the boys didn't really have a great relationship with one another. So you kind of see the different trends of the other guys. So now great songs that I actually really love. There's Back in the USSR. Back in the USSR is just a great ass song. It's really a great opener, I must say. Then there's the next one is Dear Prudence, and I must say, I really like the vibe of the Dear Prudence. Who wrote Dear Prudence? Just wait 1 second. I'm just gonna check. Dear Prudence was written by Lennon. I actually really love this song. It's just so warm and nice, and yeah. And another great song is While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I think this song really shows Harrison's capability of being a songwriter. I heard this song well before I listened to the White album. In fact, kind of listened to it years ago. The thing I listened to was like the arrangement George Martin made with one of Harrison's demo tapes where he just plays it with an acoustic guitar. I really like the acoustic guitar version of While My Guitar Gently with George Martin's string arrangement for this thing. Watch that vid. I cannot recommend it more. It's just so lovely to hear. It's just so tear-jerking. Anyway, I actually like also this album version. But I think the best song in this list is Happiness is a Warm Gun, which was written by Lennon. And this one, Happiness is a Warm Gun. It's like this kind of multi-structural thing. It's not like your typical verse, chorus, choo. There's section A, there's section B, section C. It doesn't come back to that same section. This is really showing Lennon's songwriting and compositional mastery, I guess. Also, the fact that, Happiness is a Warm Gun 30 years later will influence a great Radiohead song, Paranoid Android. A great song, great song too. There's Blackbird. I guess it's the folkiest Beatles song. I think this is an underrated song. I Will. I think it's a lovely song. Very warm, very intimate song. But what's even more intimate is Julia, which was a song written by Lennon for his mother, who tragically died. Lennon was just a child. Then the third disc, I like Mother Nature. So next is I'm gonna talk about Sexy Sadie. Again, another song by Radiohead. Another OK Computer song. It's Karma Police. Sexy Sadie is known for influencing Karma Police. Of course, I'll say Karma Police was better than Sexy Sadie, but yeah. Move along to Helter Skelter. Now, everyone says this is the first metal song. I disagree, but I do believe it's kind of like one of the first punk rock song. I don't know where I heard it, but I do believe it. To port this, You know what? I actually started to like Revolution 9. I really like Revolution 9. I know I said first in the video that I hated Revolution now, but now I kind of get the point of Revolution. It's kind of trippy. It's kind of all over the place. That's the point. This feels like if Lennon took a copious amount of acid. Then finally, the last song, "Good Night," which was intentionally cheesy. In a way, it was intentional, and I really like this. It really gives up that 1920s or 1930s soundtrack. Of course, there's things that I hate about this album. One is Wild Honey Pie, Say Boy Truffle, Honey Pie, Long, Long, Long. There's also Don't Pass Me By, but kinda have a new perspective on this album. Maybe I hate those songs, yeah, I hate those songs, but for me, I kind of get the album because, yeah, they're pillars, but they kind of add to the chaotic vibe of this album. But I kind of learned that even though there's bad song in an album, you always don't like minus some points from the album because these songs are bad. Just you wanna judge those songs based on how they contribute to the album as a whole. Those songs I mentioned before, Wild Honey Pie, Subway Truffle, they kind of add to the chaotic nature of the album. Yeah, so this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, I'll make more. I'll make more if this gets a lot of views. I don't know. Maybe you could also comment the next album I should talk about. Doesn't matter if I haven't heard it before. I will listen to it. It's just a suggestion. I might not do it, but maybe I'll do it. Who knows? It depends on my mood on that day. So yeah. Bye. Thanks.